All right. Feeney Talks with Friends, episode 44. How you feeling?
Feeling good.
Isn't this great?
It's great.
44. I'm here with Doug Rankin. My name is Eric Feeney, founder and president of Friends of Feeney. Our mission is to help children and families that have heartbreak or tragedy. I use this podcast, Feeney Talks with Friends, to talk with wonderful people from the community that are doing great things. And Doug, you do good things in the community. I'm really looking forward to speaking with you.
I'm looking forward to speaking with you.
And this all can't be possible without Will and Cody from WeHa Roasting and Brewing, WeHa Brewing and Roasting. Check that up. That's Dave from Directline Media giving me the wrap it up, B, moving on. Wrap it up, B, moving on. But last podcast, Medal of Honor recipient, Paul Buca. It was a phenomenal podcast. I was honored to sit down and talk with someone that served our country and earned a Medal of Honor. There are only 67 living Medal of Honor recipients, and one of them was right here in your seat. How you feel, Doug?
Inadequate.
That's how I felt the whole time.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing podcast. Check it out. Next week is Medal of Honor Day. March 25th is Medal of Honor Day. We're going to try to get it out around the same time. I would also like to thank our sponsors. We got sponsors. The Fix IV.
You're for real now.
You ever get a Fix IV?
I have not.
They're phenomenal. You should try one down on Farmington Avenue.
Yep. Seen the place.
Gastro Park. I
Know
see
them
you
well.
there quite
Yeah.
some time, a couple times. Tate, episode 19 on Gastro Park. And West Hartford Lock, episode 40. Yuri
Which was
and
much
Eric.
more interesting than I would
Right?
expect just from the title. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're going to talk locks and keys? Those guys are great.
Yeah, they are.
They're like Batman and Robin. Or both Batman. Or both Robins. Who knows?
You got to work that out with them.
And, yeah, you'll see some sponsors coming in and where and how they do it. But again, we're starting it off. I got a little tribute. Hey, yo. Everybody needs a bad guy. Hey, Chico. Oozing machismo. Bad guys. Everybody got a bad guy. You know what? Dreams come true. Hard work pays off. Bad times never last, but bad guys do. That's a rest in peace to Razor Ramon, one of my favorite wrestlers. Passed away last night. How's your wrestling game?
It's old. It's
Yeah.
old. Chief J Strongbow is my most current reference.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so he's like 82, maybe
At
72.
best. Yeah. The boys are a little more current with John Cena and things like
Okay.
that, Anyone who's an actor now.
Razor Ramon, Scott Hall was in his heyday, 1992. Great, like, hey, yo. I don't know, come on, he's just like my childhood right there. My high school years, I was a mark. I was a wrestling fan. My brother's favorite wrestler, my favorite wrestler. He just changed the game. So a little tribute with the toothpick. How'd I do with the toothpick? He used to flick it at the camera. All right.
So he's like in this little blank spot of my childhood because I don't remember. It was I remember very much having these arguments with my friends about WWF
F at the time.
being legitimate or not. And we were about 10 or 12 when we tuned in, and we were very much in the favor of wanting to believe it was true. But then I missed everything about 2-3 years after that for the next until now.
Yeah, and it started in 92. 2002 was still a hot thing. I was a sophomore in college. That was the icebreaker where I met Nicole. Wrestling. Monday Night Raw in college at Southern Connecticut in Brownell Hall. The guys were, drinking beverages, yelling at the TV. And the next room over, the females were drinking Cosmos and doing the same thing. And we went to New Haven Coliseum, took her to wrestling, took her to Val's Cafe, 10-cent wings, $3 pitchers. Feeling nice, saw Stone Cold, saw the whole crew. We walked back to the car. I parked at the Church Street South Projects, which are across the street from the New Haven train station. We kissed under the light of a bodega. It was romantic, and here we are,
Well,
20 years later.
Romance and wrestling go together.
Right?
Yeah.
So wrestling is near and dear to my heart, so that one hurt me. I got a call from my buddy Chufo, who I used to teach with in Waterbury. I got a text from my buddy Lanza. They all knew Razor Ramon was my guy. So, hey, yo, that was my guy.
I would pour one out, except it's empty.
All right, moving on. So speaking of our sponsors, West Hartford Lock, 3 keys that make you a great job. 3 keys. See what I did there? 3 keys. So you are Dave Rankin from Missing Link Wine Company.
Close.
Missing Link.
Doug Rankin.
Dave? See, we did the whole Dave Doug thing earlier. Did I do that? Did I really do that? Doug. Dave Shimolewski.
Dave. Doug.
Doug. Like Dan and Dave, 1992 Olympics. We never edited before, but we're going to crop me out going, Doug Rankin. Sorry, Doug.
It's quite all right.
All right, so Doug.
Yes.
Missing Link Wine Company.
Yes.
3 keys that make you great at your job.
Passion. Really love what I do. Enthusiasm, which ties very closely to passion. You're going to see I'm pretty much a one-trick pony. And then the third key is working with people that are much smarter than me and really bring so much game that I'm just carried on by that wave.
No.
And starting with my wife, Ann, who really makes everything work behind the scenes. Without Ann, there is no Missing Link.
Shout out to Ann. Our motto is be a good friend, pick up the trash, hold the door for someone, give a compliment.
Yeah.
What makes Ann a good friend?
Oh,
not only your wife, but what makes her a good friend?
Well, when you think about Ann, I mean, she's the definition of what being a good friend is. It goes back to her mother and her grandmother, but their whole family. It's they all look after each other and they all look after their neighbors and their friends. It's how they're wired. So before I had as much charity in me as I feel like I do now, Ann has always had that, and will always be thinking about what to do for someone when they need it before it would even occur to me, before it's even on my radar. She's already got the gift and she's already sent the card and all those things. It's I want to argue it's genetic, but I have a feeling it's also a little training and self-awareness.
No, I remember Ann would volunteer in the library at school, so she's a wonderful person, volunteering her time, helping out. The kids loved her. My daughters loved her.
She loved it.
They would get book requests. Will's mom told me I should read this book, or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
I'd walk down the hallways to, parent-teacher conferences, and everyone, Miss Reynolds, all the way down the hallway.
Yeah.
They didn't know who I was, but they knew her.
Fantastic. So, Ann, thank you for being a good friend. Ann is great. So, yes, Missing Link, missinglinkwincompany.com. Great website.
Thank you. It's a work in progress, but just the fact that you even acknowledge it at this stage.
I love the Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Yeah?
Shout out to Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Those are a little old, aren't they?
How are they doing?
Thing 1 and Thing 2 are doing great. Will just turned 14 a little while ago. Ben is well on his way to 13. And they're doing as well
good
as
kids.
a 13, 14. Yeah, they are good kids.
Phenomenal kids.
Yeah.
Really good.
No matter how much we try to mess them up, we haven't succeeded yet.
Wasn't fortunate to have them. We missed.
Yeah, you never
Feeney
had
every
either.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe was that good for me or good for them?
I don't think it was good for anyone.
I know. I would really. Well, I got to see him at High Meadow Day Camp.
Yep,
too,
that's right.
So interacted as the program director, and they were campers. They loved it.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories is just seeing you rolling down in that golf cart. I could start laughing just thinking about it now. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty much all day long in a golf cart, dressed as Macho Man, shooting hoops.
Yeah.
Pirate or some sort of costume in a golf cart. It's great. I love it. High Meadow Day Camp.
Yeah.
Shout out
Great
to North
camp.
Granby.
The kid Ben never got to go. No, Ben did go one year, but they loved it. Great place.
Yep. Ben Chayback is guest.
Yeah, I watched it. Enjoyed it.
You watched it? Yep.
Yeah.
Where were we? 36. Got the whole list right here. So yeah, great times. And Thing 1 and Thing 2 touched on that. Lola.
Yeah.
How's Lola?
Lola, a lot of the wineries we do business with, they all have winery dogs. It's sort of a thing. Even someone released a book on wineries, and it was just about their dogs, and it's about that thick. And so Lola's become our warehouse dog. So we love bringing her there. She loves running around the place. She's got her own bed there, her bowl. It's good. There's something about wine and dogs. You need them.
Really?
Yeah.
That is really cool. Wise Old Dog. The one time I went to your tasting, there were babies and dogs and wine tasting.
Yeah,
it was
over at the
Friday
Wise
night.
Old Dog?
Yeah, you were hosting. You had someone come over. I want to say Portugal.
Yeah, definitely. It could have been, Joao or Jon or Carlos. We have 3 wonderful winemakers from there that come into the area.
And it was just a wonderful event over there, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
What inspired you to get into the wine business?
It's a great question. So, very long story, very short. After finding careers that did not inspire me for many, many years, I decided to take a buyout from my old employer down in Stamford, very notorious company these days. And
WWF?
no.
That's in Stamford?
OxyContin.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. And so I took a buyout, wanted out of there, and there was a really great wine shop in Norwalk called Fountainhead Wines. And so I used to go there, and I just loved the spirit in that place, and I liked the wines you just wouldn't find in your typical big brand store or wine list. And it was just a blast. And I read this catalog from a champagne producer, and it was so funny, it was so interesting. It was not talking about things that are just boring and just that the average person can't relate to. And I was hooked, and so I started all of a sudden studying it. I knew my dad had always liked wine, but didn't pay attention. And before you know it, I'm like, I got to be in this business. And like it hit me like a thunderclap. So I found a good producer in New York that was right up the kind of wines I liked, or I thought I liked, and I went to work for them. And then the rest is history. 18 years later.
18 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. And then, so are you in Wallingford?
No, we were. So our first two warehouses were in Wallingford, and we just relocated to Berlin a year ago. And our landlord is someone I think you know. Yeah.
Who is it?
So Complete Sheet Metal, former kindergarten teacher from Walcott.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Mashaw.
That's
teacher
right,
of
the one and only. Yes.
Oh,
who
cool.
we just missed. Our kids got to go in and see his class. We thought he'd be fun, and then he was, I think, taking over his dad's business in Berlin when he retired.
Well, Neela was in his class when he won Teacher of the Year.
Oh, really?
And it was the following year he stepped away.
Okay, because Will and Neela were in at least the same grade, but
couple classes.
Yeah,
I think fourth grade together.
I think at least twice.
Odds are they were either with Bridget
never with
or
Bridget.
Neela. Oh, never with Bridget.
No, nope.
All right. Did he have Mr. Browse?
He did.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Neela.
Fifth and final year.
Yeah. Mr. Browse is the man.
Yes, very good.
Browse House. This is 3 episodes in a row I'm mentioning this guy. God.
He should become a sponsor if that's
right.
Yeah.
Kick over some dough, Mr. Browse. No, he's a great guy. So yeah, family-owned business. Is all the wine organic or most of it?
So organic's definitely a fungible word these days, because as soon as something becomes well known in the industry, then every big company quickly tries to glom on and water it down. So yeah, we definitely try to work with small production where they really work very hard to be good stewards of the land and not to use a lot of post-production editing in the winemaking, no chemicals, things like that. People are trying to grow a crop, and once they invest in that, it is horrifying to them if things were to not work out. So sometimes some people do have to do some things that they'd rather not do. I'd say most of the wineries we work with don't really, they have organic or very natural ways of remedying, challenges in the vineyard.
Yeah, wine is pretty much always organic until you add what ingredient, like automatic?
Well, so you could use Roundup in the vineyards, So right away, if we have someone using Roundup, probably not going to be buying those wines.
They use Roundup? You're not
sure.
kidding?
No, not kidding. No, not at all.
That doesn't sound tasty.
No, it's not tasty.
Appetizing.
And it's funny is, you look at FDA labels on food, you pretty much know what's in the food. And wine, they've managed to keep labeling requirements away from wine for a long time. So really, there's probably more fun stuff in wine than there is in food that you don't know about.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I learn something new every day.
Yeah. It's very simple if you really fermentation, grapes, yeast.
Have you ever been
sugar.
through the process and you made homemade wine at your house? Okay.
No. I can cook now, but making wine would be a losing proposition for everyone involved.
My cooking game stepped up because HelloFresh. You do
Yeah.
HelloFresh?
No.
I feel like,
But you're not the first person I've heard to rave about that.
Good cooker. What's this guy's name? My wife loves him. Bobby Flay.
Yeah.
I'm like Bobby Feeney,
Yeah.
But it's like Legos. You break it out, all the ingredients
Yeah.
are there, step by step, with a picture. I feel like a hero.
That's how you start. So
Hello
Annie's
Fresh.
Italian, so she's learned generation.
Little punch.
Yeah. You and I need very deliberate instructions to pull something off at first. But after a while, you won't need those.
I know. Got to crawl before you can walk. Where'd you come up with the name, Missing Link Wine Company?
original partners, when we started, we had partners, and so we, one of them said to me, "Hey, Dougie, you're the missing link in this whole thing we've been trying to put together, and we needed a name to put on the checks and register with the state, so it became A Missing Link LLC." But that wasn't the name of the company. And then when we parted ways, we just said, well, let's not reinvent everything. We just took a missing link, and we can backfill some meaning into that, but there's not a lot of meaning.
Very cool.
There. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And special announcement, you're very special. You're one of the only ever to be on the 5 Questions with Feeney and on the podcast.
Yeah, I was wondering.
How do you feel about that?
I feel very special.
That was a good time. Doesn't Dave cut a good video?
Yeah.
Oh, you were we did that, now I remember.
See?
Yes.
Get it now?
Yeah.
At Gastro Park, he had a little sample
I remember.
table.
Yep.
Yeah. In keeping with the way I don't do things, I never watched it.
Come on.
No, I don't like to watch myself.
You also didn't reshare it or repost it.
I'm bad at social media. I'm really bad at social media. I'll ask Ann if she'll do that.
Yeah, your last Instagram post for Missing Link was like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
You want to try to get content at least once a day.
This realization has definitely hit me, and at some point,
It's tough.
I don't want to do it because I have no passion for social media, but we will definitely have someone take that over.
Will
'cause
you
it
share
needs to
the
be done.
podcast out?
I will.
Promise.
I promise.
Pinky promise?
I will be a good friend.
Be a good friend,
Yeah.
Doug. Missing Link.
Some people call me that.
203-807-1199. So someone can call you and say, hey, I want a case of this wine.
So we're business to business.
Oh, gotcha.
And every state, the wine and spirits world is what they call the 3-tier system. And so you have manufacturers, and you have people who distribute, wholesale, et cetera. That's what we do. And
They're going to
then
think
you've
it's
got,
open. It's not open.
And then you got
Happens all the
retail
time.
and restaurants. Yeah.
Hey, guys, how you doing? Closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. See you tomorrow. Mañana. See ya. Be a good friend.
They took that very well.
Yeah. See? He held the door for him. Did you see that? Thought it was very nice.
No.
He was being a
They
good
handled
friend.
it very well. So what was the question?
You serve business to business. I said, can
right.
someone call you? And I want
So
a case
people
of this.
do. I mean, I love. So part of me really would like to be very. And I do interact a lot with people who are looking for wines because they'll reach out to us from our website or our very active Instagram page, and so then I'll definitely hook them up with one of our customers who I know might have the wine they're looking for, or just once I kind of understand the kind of wines they're looking for, I can and know where they live, we can direct them somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you service or collaborate with anyone in West Hartford?
Lots.
You can shout out?
I probably won't even shout out anyone just because we have so many good
wow.
friends in West Hartford. I wouldn't want to forget
Miss
someone.
one.
Yeah.
But pretty much everybody.
This is a great market. So in the state of Connecticut, I would have to say, of certain spots, West Hartford is one of, by far, the most dynamic wine and spirits markets in Connecticut. Sure.
Who's a 2? Who's like second?
I would say randomly Ridgefield, Connecticut. That whole area there's a lot of really good wine bought and sold.
And your business expands to where?
All of Connecticut.
Gotcha.
Though there isn't really a big market up in northeastern Connecticut, so we don't really ever go up there. And then we're looking to expand into Massachusetts in a couple months. That should be happening.
What would you say to someone, I'm not calling any names, but her initials are Nicole Feeney. She loves bread and butter Pinot Noir.
You did mention that to me before, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're trying to get her to venture out.
So it really
would you
boils down
suggest
to
to
how
her?
adventurous you feel. Certain times in your life you're not that adventurous, and then something changes, and all of a sudden you're like, tired of it, want to try something new. When they feel it, or when they just come across something that just totally shatters their expectations. So I don't try to push anyone. It's a really hard thing to do. Other than if you and Nicole ever came over for dinner some night, I'd put a couple of fun wines out that I know you've never seen, and then we brought a couple to taste today too.
Yeah, you free next Wednesday? We'll be over.
Yeah, listen.
6 o'clock?
Your priority. Be a good friend.
And we'll be over
We'll
at
make
6
that happen.
next Wednesday. Get that Italian pasta going. Forget about it. We're going to have wine. Nicole and I were coming over.
So that's you like what you like, but sometimes you don't know what else you'd like unless you're exposed to it. And a lot of stores don't expose you, but if you go to the ones that are really proactive and putting new things in front of you, that's the best thing they could do.
How is your, did you have like a role model or a teacher that inspired you? You mentioned your dad, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, my dad was definitely a scholar, an academic, but he pulled himself up in the Midwest, Nebraska. Grew up during the Depression, raised by his dad died when he was. His mom died when he was on the young side, and so he was raised many. His dad was working for the railroads and had all sorts of jobs to try to make ends meet back then. But he was raised by 2 aunts and just pulled himself up on his own. Went to medical school. Rejected from Harvard because his name was Claire Rankin, and they sent him a letter saying, "Sorry, Mrs. Rankin, but Harvard doesn't accept women at this time, but try Radcliffe, our sister university." So he said, "The heck with Harvard." He went
With
to
an
University
E
of
or
Nebraska.
A-I?
Claire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I take that back. No, that's right. Claire. Yeah, there was an E on it.
Interesting.
Yeah, he had issues with that name his whole life. He finally changed it when he was in his 80s to Evan, his middle name.
Serious?
Yeah.
That's like Johnny Cash.
Oh, I didn't know
Boy
that
named
story.
Sue.
Oh, that's real. So I didn't even know that
Boy
reference.
named Sue. And you know who that's written by? Shel Silverstein. Shel Silverstein, the poet who wrote Where the Sidewalk Ends and The Giving Tree, wrote that song for Johnny Cash. Boy Named Sue. And in the song, you don't know it? It's a great storytelling
Oh, I know the song, but I don't know the story.
It's a great storytelling song. Like, the dad kind of went away, so he made him tough by naming him Sue. Anyway.
Oh, yeah?
I'm sure that's not why Claire.
No, I don't think it was intentional to give him 2 strikes, out of the gate. But so no, my dad, I could not look more up to someone than my father. But no, teachers, I'd probably say this fellow by the name, I don't even remember his first name, I think it was Dave, but it was definitely Mr. Lyons. He was a soccer coach and English teacher at Hall High School. And I was a floundering student on my best days. I still remember getting homework and just not making the connection. I had to do this homework. So I'd always show up to tests, winging it. And one day, though, I did like to read, and I wrote a sort of a small book report for class. We all had to write one on a book we liked, and he liked it, and he took photocopies and passed out the whole. And that one little thing changed me academically. After that, honor roll till the time I graduated.
That's awesome. Yeah, it takes that one moment.
Pivotal.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a Hall grad. That's cool.
Hall grad.
Because you mentioned like Stanford, then you mentioned Midwest.
Yeah, that was, my dad's from the Midwest, but
Gotcha.
after World War II, he got out and he came to West Hartford and started, I'm forgetting the name of the hospital system in New Britain, but it was well known. And then he started the Connecticut Blood Bank and then came to Hartford Hospital and sort of pioneered the hematology field at Hartford Hospital.
Awesome.
Back in the 60s. Yeah. Old parents, I'm old, so.
But teachers, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a teacher 18 years, 9 in Waterbury where I went to school and 9 in West Hartford where my daughters went. So you can't put a price
18
tag.
years for, what are you, 35?
Yeah, I know.
tops?
Don't I look great?
Yeah. Well, the fake beards throw
How's
me
the
off,
beard?
but yeah.
Chin straps. I put this on every morning.
Yeah.
No, the beard's coming off soon. Speaking of the beard, I grow the beard from Christmas to St. Patrick's Day. If you're free, we're marching. Friends of Feeney is marching in the Hartford St. Patrick's Day this Saturday. It was scheduled for last Saturday, March 12th. It was 20-mile-per-hour winds and rainy. They postponed it to the 19th. Are you free?
I don't
Are
know,
the boys
but
free?
we'll make every effort to be there.
Please. We're fundraising for the Bridge Family Center.
Oh, yeah.
We collaborated with them in 2019, so we figured we're just going to do it again.
How soon until that's ready and going? It looks like the construction's still happening over there.
The Bridge Family Center?
Yeah.
Are they doing something new?
On Farmington Avenue. It looks
Yes.
like there's all this work going on the outside, because they relocated, didn't they? Or
No,
am
they're
I-
right next to the church.
Yeah, and
St.
near the
Anthony.
bank there too, right?
Yep.
Right near People's.
Yep. Which just found out today they're coming on. They're going to be a guest. The Bridge Family Center will be a guest on the podcast. Mike Mashaud from the Miracle League will be a guest. Got some really cool guests.
Yeah, you do. You've really brought, so I just want to tell you how much I like what you do. And as a teacher, I remember your impact on the kids at Wolcott, bringing so much laughter. I mean, really, and just I can still think of you calling out bingo, but all the interspersed jokes and everything. You really brought you can just see the way the kids respond to you, and I think that you deserve a lot of credit for what you do. And you're always interviewing other people, but really, someone needs to interview you because, you make a difference. And this whole Friends of Feeney thing is just exciting. And it's growing.
Thanks, Doug. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, you've been there since the beginning, so that was great. I know a lot of dads still say the bingo thing. They're like, dude, you're the best bingo caller I've ever seen.
Second to none. Better than your basketball game, from
Oh.
what I hear from other podcast guests. Yes.
Yes. I call a better bingo than I put the ball in the hoop. True story. Yeah, I mean, if you want to shoot, go for it. You want to ask some questions, go for it.
So I've heard some bits and pieces, but really, what's that thing that resonated with you to bring you into, I know what happened at Wolcott, and I know you look after families when there's tragedy and so forth, but what motivates you? What makes you tick here? Is this really the thing that you feel like you are meant to do?
Yeah, well, my parents were divorced in 7th grade. When I was in 7th grade, my sister's in 5th, my brother was in like 3rd or 2nd. So like it hits every family member different.
Yeah.
So I knew how it was not to see my dad. I saw him on the weekends, but not being there. And I had a student lose a dad, and I was a new dad. My girls were in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine never being able to see my dad again. So I empathized with the family, and I wanted to help out. And I've always liked helping. I don't know why. I wanted to be a social worker. I went to Southern Connecticut State for social work.
Yeah.
And the state went on freeze, and so I went and got my master's in elementary ed at University of Bridgeport. Again, still working with children, younger children too, because just didn't click with the high school kids. I coached high school basketball in Waterbury at the Boys and Girls Club, and they would this guy, Pete Davis, good friend of mine now, but when he was a high school kid, he wiped his sweat and flicked it on me. Thought I was gonna lose it, like Bobby Knight, go crazy. And I'm like, high school kids,
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me work with little guys, and just helping families. I don't know. And I loved Mr. Rogers growing up. That has a lot to do with it. He was I'm not as calm and patient as he is, but I feel like I don't know, there to help and be supportive.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you're not calm and patient, because you've made a lot happen in just the last few years since you started.
Yeah. No, and it's like slowly developing into, I don't know where it's going to go. I know I started it as a GoFundMe, and we marched in a parade for 2 families, and slowly, with the help of others and community members and stakeholders and people getting involved, wonderful businesses and Dave and people at the West Hartford Chamber and friends and families that I've met at Wolcott, co-workers at Wolcott, it's really starting to spider web and snowball and get bigger and bigger. So
yeah, sometimes it takes one person. So where does the organization stand right now? Do you have a board?
Yep, we have a board. Nancy Sohn is the secretary.
Yep.
Mike Davidson is the treasurer. Chuck Minahan, dad from school, he's on the board.
The one and only. I feel like he coached every team in West Hartford on how it's possible.
Yeah,
but I feel like he did.
Definitely baseball and basketball. Who else? We got Marty Keena,
I don't know,
retired
Exchange?
Teacher. He's the president of the Exchange Club.
Okay.
Awesome human being.
Yeah.
Ja from Relax the Back, Javille John.
Okay.
So these are new guys that are just signing on, and we're going to get business cards for everyone. We made some shifts. Greg Jewell was on, but he's moving on. He's busy. He's a producer at ESPN.
Yep.
Wonderful guy. He's so helpful, great guy. We have lives, and it happens, but we're very happy where we're going. So the board is growing. We're here doing a podcast. Never thought I'd be doing a podcast.
Number 40, what one?
44 now.
44.
With Doug.
So what great athlete is 44? Is there anyone that you think of?
Of course. Reggie Jackson.
Oh my God. I don't believe it. Yeah.
44, Brian Scalabrine Award in basketball.
You already lost me that. You had me at Reggie. You lost me, Brian.
44. Who else? There's a bunch of 44s. Ooh, Tom Rathman, fullback for the San Francisco 49ers.
Right. I remember him. Was he a Nebraska Cornhusker?
Yes. Or maybe he was 40. Uh-oh. I hope I'm not going on record.
But I feel like he won an offensive lineman award too in college. I think he was a big deal. I think he was from Nebraska. I could be wrong.
Maybe my boy will look that up for me. No,
you got a
Tom
research
Rathman.
department, live research department?
Jamie. You know how Joe Rogan has Jamie? Jamie.
No, I've never seen Joe Rogan.
No, he's all right.
But this is probably better.
Rathman. Tom Rathman, though, one day, he's there. You know how they scan the sidelines? Tom Rathman. Fullbacks are mean individuals.
Yeah.
They scan over to Tom Rathman, and camera's on him. He doesn't pick his nose. He grabs and goes, honk, honk, shoots the biggest snot rockets. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that guy's the toughest.
Yeah, not too concerned with the camera.
Right?
Like, I'm not going to do that today.
So we're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay. 44.
Tom Rathman was 44.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Yes.
I knew you knew your statistics.
That was good. I'll keep you around. I'll keep this guy around.
Can you edit it in where he came up with the answer like within 5-10 seconds?
Yeah, so, no, that was the bingo thing, right? When I was like, B52, 52, Carl Peppers. Or,
It's almost like you had a script,
Yeah.
but it was all improv. It was very good.
I think I wrote down some Yankee guys or some randoms. But yeah, I would call out for podcast guys too, like Ryan Keating, 23. He was the Michael Jordan of insurance. Josh Sorrell, 24. He's the Kobe Bryant of construction. So, we do that every
Am I the first person on here that doesn't play basketball at the JCC?
I know. How's your basketball game?
Not good.
How's your cornhole game?
Decent. Well, one of my neighbors, as you know him well, he's so good that he makes me feel,
Toby?
yeah,
Man,
automatic.
that guy is amazing.
Watch him
He
play
has
ping
an-
pong, whatever he does, he just does it well, and so everyone around him is instantly.
No, he beat me left-handed in ping pong. Edit that part
Yeah,
too. 'Cause
that's
I'm
what
still
he does.
embarrassed. Toby.
Now, he beats everyone left-handed.
Oh, good.
Though we did have a tournament maybe 3 weeks ago, and I did beat him left-handed. But I say that full well knowing if
But you do
money
ping
was
pong
on the
tournaments too?
well, yeah, he'll host them once in a while, but knowing if money was on the table or it was 9 out of 10, he'd be the winner. Every now and then you get that lucky win and you just take it to the bank.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
No, Toby's great. How's he doing? You see him? He pulled his
His Achilles. Yeah, playing basketball.
Yep.
See, it all comes back to basketball. No, he's healing quickly. I mean, this scar from surgery is tiny. Like it's amazing what they can do now, and he's on the
No,
road.
stud athlete. He's from Waterbury. He went to the rival high school, Crosby. I went to Wilby.
Yep.
Wilby's a lot better. He was a cornerback.
I'm sure he would admit that if he was here too.
Yeah, I tell him all the time.
Yep. I'll let him know as soon as I head home.
Yeah. Oh, and then remember. All right, so cornhole, Toby. What about
So your cornhole game? How's your game now? You and I played together at the first
Yep.
Browse House tournament.
Number
right?
1 seed going into the playoffs?
Were we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We
Remember
were.
we-
So we lost in the grade 8 or the
We
Semis?
skunked our little 4-0 in our little bracket with the
Yep.
high score,
and we lost to the guys that we beat in the first or second game.
and I lost to those guys every time. Those are the Eddie, father and son pair. Eddie, the tall guys.
Yep.
They beat me again this year.
Who was your partner this year?
My neighbor Brian. We're still looking. If you're welcome to come back.
Yeah. No, it's nice to rotate partners every now and then.
Yeah.
You bring out the best in each other or not.
No, great. The Browse House cornhole tournament.
It's legendary at this point. When you have a national anthem sung by a teacher of the year, you've arrived.
Yep. And then we're going to try to do a Friends of Feeney one, maybe at
That's a great idea.
Parkville Market. They have a great area.
Yeah.
Or an outside venue at some point.
Yep.
So we'll be on the lookout. Do you golf?
Can I hit a ball with a club? I can do that. I don't know what point you call it golf, but I have fun, and if I walk away with 100, it's a great day. Yeah.
Nice.
Just did a member guest at Wampanoag this summer, and I had a lot of fun. And I think it's just now that I'm my age, I'm starting to enjoy golf a little bit more. And
Were you the member or were you the guest?
I was a guest.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a really good time. It was fun. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing more. And a lot of my friends now golf, and
It's a long day, but it's fun.
it is. It's really like cornhole. It's really just about having a beer and laughing, and mixing some athletics in there somewhere. Strong use of the word athletics. But yeah.
All right.
Do you golf?
Oh yeah, my golf game is probably in between my basketball and my cornhole game. Actually, I don't even know where to rank them. Basketball, I play a lot more. You think you'd be better. I had my worst season ever this year. So we're going to celebrate episode 50 with the 3 JCC guys because they have 500 views. Most views.
Well, that's a hilarious episode.
Yeah.
I mean, so this is just a funny side, but this is the one with Ty.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was one of the first ones I watched, and it was probably 5 a.m. I've been, waking up early the last year or so. And so I knew I wanted to watch that. So I put it on, was watching it on YouTube on my phone in bed at 5 a.m. And I just burst out laughing where you just try to suppress it like a sneeze about 2 or 3 times. And I woke Ann up. But it was hilarious. And the amount of beating you took,
Oh, yeah.
and Ty took as well, was
Yeah.
just awesome. It was epic.
That's
It was a
typical.
great-
Pretty much I get beat on every circle.
Yeah.
But the JCC game, pounded. So most views, we're going to do a fundraiser. We're going to have the JCC guys come in. These guys are going to come back, Ty, Scott, and Andy. And we'll do something live, maybe charge an audience fee and have a little live thing. 50 is
great
going to be
idea.
huge.
Yeah.
30, we had Dave Pylon on.
I saw that too.
Real estate agent, great guy. We had, and then Donut Crazy, special guest, brought donuts. Maximum Beverage, special guest,
Yeah.
brought $900 bottle of bourbon.
From the whiskey tasting.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. What's your most expensive wine that you got here? You got a $900 bottle?
If I sold you about 100 of them, probably. This is probably the most expensive. This is a. It's not a wine, but it's an Amaro from Brooklyn, and these guys are the real thing. For
Tell us
Dave.
about it. What is it?
It's an Amaro, so it's a spirit, but it's got wonderful. Amaros are pretty popular right now, and it's got wonderful little flavors that they add. They have about 200 botanicals in that distillery up in this little office in the old Pfizer building.
Time? It's time? Yeah, Dave says it's time. It's a really cute bottle, but
Yeah. So one of the fellows that makes it, he does all the labels. Aaron Fox, he's very talented.
very
But I
cool.
think what we really want to start with, I just want to show you, that was the most expensive one here. But
Okay.
Let's drink something.
Is it time? Yeah, let's get into the wine tasting time.
Yep.
Dave's favorite portion of the
Should
episode.
I face it that way, Dave?
We're going to, maybe when you talk,
right.
just hold it over here.
Yeah, so.
There, you hold
it
it.
up. Yeah, Feeney.
All right.
So this is one of the things that personally and as a company we just love very much, which is it's a style of wine from a region in northern Spain, in Basque Country, and it's called Chocolate.
Ooh.
And it's just so my little tagline, I've been refining, but I always mess it up. It's like a beer lover's wine or a wine lover's beer, because it's very high in acidity. It's they keep there's CO2 in there, so you get lots of bubbles. And when you pour it through an Escanciador, which I brought, I think it's over by the bench, but I'll get it. And
Yeah.
you pour it, and it all suds
Yeah.
up in the glass, and it's so refreshing. And we've done it right over at the night we did 5 questions. We did it over at the Gastro Park.
Yeah.
And people love it. So I would highly recommend that. That is your summer beverage of choice. Let's forget things like White Claw and head right to chocolate.
No, your pours are great too. You like bring it up.
Yeah.
I think you hit the behind the back.
Well, I want to do the Eddie Van Halen someday, but most of it will go right back down the back of my pants.
No, chocolate.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
You want to try it? Let's get some glasses out.
All right, let's do it. You want me to go get that pour?
Sure, they're in if you want to reach into that bag. Actually, you pull the glasses out.
All right, I'll get the
And I'll get
glasses. Dave's
There's
getting
3 of them down there, little plastic things somewhere in the bottom. I'll just bring the bag here.
Should I pull the whole thing out?
Sure. There you go. Just give Dave the one that your fingers are in.
Yeah, definitely. He gets the special one.
Now, this might be a little messy.
Come on, you got to do the cool pour. Get the
All right.
cool pour
All
on
right, so we'll
camera.
do a little bit. So this is called an Escanciador, and then when you're done, you just close it right like that, and then so if you have it behind the bar in the house, just like that, and then. Okay, a little
Nice.
messy.
Oh, that's all right. It's all
All
right.
right.
let's
And
get
in
that one
the
right
in
here.
the bars in Basque Country, they go a lot higher. But look at that! Doesn't that look like salt water? And it suds right up there.
You tricked. You said it tastes better when you do that.
It does.
Back it up. There you go.
How's that? Look at that.
Here's your glass, Dave.
See, yeah, a lot of bubbles. Very clear.
Friends of Feeney.
Cheers. Be a good friend. Cheers, Dave.
Cheers.
I almost called him Doug. Oh man, you can't beat it.
Nice and salty and lip smacking, fresh, low in alcohol. It's only about 10.5% alcohol most of the time. So this is a producer called Amastoy, Ignacio Amastoy. And he's really the one that I think has made chocolate famous outside of Spain. It's a young area for export, maybe the 1970s or 80s when it really started, and very little amounts being exported to the U.S. And we've just decided as a company, this is the summer of chocolate. We've been selling more and more every year, and this is all small production stuff. So when I say more and more, I don't mean Tito's kind of volume, but I mean
where do you
missing link kind of volume.
Where do you call it chocolate? Where does it say it on here?
So let's see.
Is that the TX?
Yeah. So it's Basque. So Guitarriaco, Chocolina. So there is Guitarria, and Chocolina is the name of the winemaking region. And so TXAK, Choc.
Gotcha.
So in Spain they spell it CH, and in Basque Country it's TX.
And how's your wine palate can you taste where it's from?
So
Are you
I
that
never
good?
went through a master wine program. I never went through any wine training. It's just, but the best or I will say one of the good educations is tasting a lot. And so when we have our sales meetings or when we're trying new wines, it's just about tasting. And a lot of like music, the more you taste, your musical taste evolves.
Mm-hmm.
You don't listen to Britney Spears a lot anymore, right? But when it first came out, you were. So pop music is kind of like commercial wine, like the one you were mentioning earlier that Nicole has loves. The more you taste,
can't even say it,
eventually you'll pull. I wouldn't want to.
You wouldn't even mention
I wouldn't
it.
want to cast aspersions anywhere. But chances are your taste will evolve the more fun stuff you taste. And chocolate is one of those things that once people have it, I've almost never had someone say I don't like that. It's just
No, I think you put together a little variety pack, and we had that, and she loved it. It's fantastic.
I think I gave you the Eyes Perura, which is another one. It has that whale, that golden whale on the front,
yep.
which is beautiful too.
Now, what's this go for?
In a store, that is probably about $22, $21, $22, $23, somewhere in there. And when you see how small this farm is and how handmade everything is, the price makes total sense.
And I'm almost getting a little more champagne.
Yeah,
Or-
you're getting a lot of bubbles,
Okay.
yeasty flavors
Yep.
and things like that, like in a Blanc de Blanc champagne where you get a lot of yeast, baking smells and things. Yeah, makes sense.
No, tasty stuff.
Yeah.
Now, how often do you use this?
That's
Pretty much for a chocolate, or what else?
I think any
What else?
restaurant, like so the Barcelona Wine Group, they always have a chocolate by the glass. They have Rezabal by the glass, and they use at least some of the bars. I know New Haven does a lot, and I try to resupply them whenever I can, so they have something like this to pour. But
And
it's
what's
just
this little
fun.
device called?
Esconciador.
A sconciador.
So one of my suppliers who knows everything, he's just smarter than I will ever be. Once I hit max age, he probably already hit that around 20. And he knows every term for everything. And so one day he told me it was an esconciador. Looking it up, trying to find it on the internet, my Google searching technique is not very good, but I just called him. I said, any chance? Oh yeah, esconciador, of course. Yeah.
No, my Google game's pretty good. You use Siri? Siri now. I got to step up my Siri game. You just say, hey, Siri, Google.
I
this."
blame all my misspellings on text on Siri. But
Yes.
in fact,
Yes.
it's my fat fingers.
Thank
So that's fun. So that's got
That's a good
summer
start.
written all over it, right?
Yep.
Nice and refreshing. So then, this will be. So we were talking about organic or natural wines earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a fella, Milan Nestorek in the Czech Republic, and there's a lot of great wines coming out of there now. And he is talk about it. If you want to look at a website, that you'll just be like, wow, you understand where this guy's coming from. He's just trying to make natural wine, nothing in the middle, in the way of, just fermenting some grapes, and this is just great. So Milan Nestorek, Forks and Knives Red.
This is hilarious, too. It says, plastic isn't vegan. It's made out of dead dinosaurs.
Yeah,
So
I haven't
that's why
even
said
really fully digested that part of it yet.
Forks and Knives, red,
Now-
2019.
Sad part of this tasting is my wine openers in the car.
Wait, but this is a bottle cap. Isn't it
Try.
so? Is it?
It's not a twist off.
Does he have one of those? He may have it. Look at this guy, handy. He comes prepared.
Wow.
Got the. He
Research department and
Open it up. Open the tool. You know what I mean?
like that.
There you go.
Okay.
what's that called? Not a Swiss Army knife, a 3-in-1
that's
tool.
That's-
Oh, we're gonna have our
There we
first
go.
injury on camera. Okay.
It's a Leatherman.
I'll let
Leatherman.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Those are.
He's a real
Legendary.
Man. Luckily, there's a real man here. We got a Leatherman.
We got our MacGyver.
Yeah. You can build us a house out of that thing. All right, what do we got here? So,
right.
2019.
So yeah, this is just a one
Red.
fresh, juicy red wine. So they're not using
Hook up
oak.
Dave. Got to hook up Dave.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. Sorry about that. We wouldn't even be drinking this if it wasn't for you.
Dave.
Thank you.
Here's the Directline Media. This one's the Directline Media.
Yeah.
How's that body?
Cheers.
Medium?
Salute.
Amber, Auburn.
So wines like this get really famous in a lot of the metropolitan areas, Chicago, Austin, Boston, New York, San Francisco, because this is
Does that have
roughly about 27,
fizz in
20.
it?
Oh yeah, it does.
It's
Yeah,
fizz.
yeah, for sure. So he doesn't use any sulfur, added sulfur on this to keep, to stop fermentation cold, so things can keep going. But he generally finishes fermentation in the winery, so any changes are really minimal, but you always get a little
So
fizziness
this
in it.
Jenny and Francois, you met
Yeah.
these guys?
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's no Francois anymore in the company. It's just Jenny.
Oh.
But I think it's just easier just to keep the name as it was. And so they're one of the most recognized organic wine importers in the country. So we represent them here in Connecticut.
Man.
Yeah, he makes some fun, funky wines. So in the natural, wine world, that's a very well-known name now.
Really?
Yeah, so we'll have
So it's
people calling
natural.
us for these wines, months before they're released, and yeah. I mean,
What
it's
would
really-
this be considered? It doesn't say. It's like a Pinot,
So
a
it's
Cab,
pretty. No, it's
or-
there's a lot of grapes, and he'll use a lot of grapes that you won't know in the States, or that aren't typical French Bordeaux grapes like Cabernet or Merlot or Cab Franc. But this wine happens to be Pinot Noir.
Oh,
This is what-
all right. I'll take this one home for the missus. See if she likes
So
it.
this
No
is
more bread
this
and
is-
butter.
Yeah,
How
not
much
so
is
much
this
bread,
one?
so not so much butter in this.
How much
thing.
is this one?
That's about $28.
So we got
Yeah.
22
Yep.
and 28. That's 750.
This throws me up, but that's a 750. But it kind of looks like a liter a little bit.
They're the same. Both
Yeah.
750. See, that's like
That's sort of like the old, what they call the Riesling bottle, the one that the
this one or
Amstel is
this one? This one.
That one, yep.
Yeah. I was checking.
So what do you think? It's kind of very
It's weird with
acid
the
driven, right?
Yes, with the bubbles.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a nice hearty red, that's not the red you would be expecting when you drank it, right? So we like that with a nice chill on it.
Okay.
That's when it's at its best.
Did you put this one in the fridge when you got here?
I put it in my fridge before I came over, yeah. So you want it on the cooler side, it's just better. And so that is really, so say someone wants a nice fresh, most everyone wants to drink white wine, but someone wants a refreshing wine, but not white. That's a good one to
It is
serve.
very refreshing.
Yeah. Almost like a sour, right, in some ways? Or like,
Yeah.
what do you call the beers with the fruit, a blender?
Blender, yep.
Yeah, something like that. Only, he does rack off all the sediment in the bottom, so you don't really see much sediment in that. But they don't use filters. They just let it sink to the bottom of the tank, and then they just pour the wine off it. All right, so now I'll give you something. You want something a little juicier?
Yeah,
A
this
little
is
fuller?
great.
All right.
Are you putting these in order? There's a
Yeah, I'd say
method to the
that, yeah.
madness?
Yeah, I'm going from lighter to richer.
Got it. Cool.
Let's do, actually, do this because my wine opener is in the car.
Oh, boy.
And this is a screw cap. So screw caps, this is another thing that I think it's always good to talk about is that's a screw cap, and that's a crown cap. It has almost nothing to do with quality anymore.
Yeah.
That's something that
Misconception?
makes- totally. Well, it's aged out of that. Once upon a time, that was a sign that a wine was meant to be aged a little bit more, and it was made with more quality in mind. And now they had so many issues with corks going bad, or either there'd be bacteria on it, or the cork wouldn't be a complete lock, and so you'd have air get into it. So over the years, I think they've just a lot of wineries are trending away from
And
it.
no, cork doesn't do anything for flavor.
Well, what's nice about cork is it breathes.
That's
So
what I was gonna
and originally they were worried that crown caps or screw caps would stop
too much
air
in.
exchange, and so the wine wouldn't really change in there, or it would change so slowly that it would, it wouldn't be worth it. So now they can make screw caps that actually are made in such a way that they still do allow some air exchange, but there's no risk of the screw cap going bad and tainting the wine.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, so things have
No,
changed.
that's always been a thing. Oh, man, you don't do twist top wine. That's
Yeah, so that's a non-starter of an issue anymore. So
I'm guessing this is Spanish.
don't let anyone insult your
Spanish?
housewarming gift. So that's
Oh,
Italian.
Italian. All right.
Yeah, so this is a wonderful wine, Torelli Montepulciano Di Bruzzo.
Ooh,
And
well done.
I
practice
guarantee. Which part? Saying
Say it
Abruzzo?
again. Say it again.
Montepulciano Di Bruzzo.
Montepulciano.
Can you hear my Welsh accent coming
I love
through
it.
there?
I love it.
This wine's definitely doing well because of the nice red dot and the ladybug on the front. That's just a friendly label, and right away people kind of recognize it, that's probably an organic wine. But the wine is really solid. So he's got a winery where he's got it's a mixed farm. There's animals, lots of other things going on besides winemaking. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
you
what
wanna
would this one
give
be?
us a pour?
What would this one be considered?
So that's what I call a nice dry red wine. This is a dry red wine, but it's on the lighter side. This is more on the medium-bodied side because this really, if anything, it sees some large, what they call oak foudres. These are foudres, these large barrels that are very, they've been used vintage after vintage after vintage, and so they don't give an oak flavor, but it lets the wine breathe and get some.
Definitely a lot darker than the last one.
Yeah. The grape itself. Well, this is southern Italy, so
Oops,
right away you're going to get more sun and heat.
Am I a little heavy on you? Dave, got to try this. Montepulciano De Bruzzo.
Okay, you can edit that out, right, Dave?
Enrico Palazzo. It's Enrico Palazzo.
Will you say that again?
You know what movie?
Godfather.
Enrico Palazzo is files a police squad Naked Gun.
Oh, rats. I thought I had a 90% chance of getting it right by guessing the Godfather. I was just
Take
telling
the
the
gun,
boys
leave
to
the
watch
cannoli.
Police Squad the other day, though.
Ooh, classic.
All right, so this will just be a little more medium-bodied than the last one, right? You'll get a little more
I
texture
do love
and
the,
richness.
now that you pointed out the ladybug.
Yeah, isn't that great? And they do fun things. They make wine in amphoras, which are containers that they can either bury in the ground or they're like Greek amphora, where it's more of like a tile sort of.
Ooh, yeah.
And it gives a totally different texture to the wine.
This one has fruit.
Yeah.
A lot of fruit.
Yeah, I thought that had fruit too, but in a totally different way than this does. That's so acidic that the fruit doesn't jump out like this.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
like
this. If I had to
strawberries,
guess,
cherries.
this is your wine.
I was going to say this is nice. Me and Dave are going to fight over this one. If you're giving freebies.
No need.
How much is this one?
For you or for anyone else? Now
Friends
that
of
you've sort of claimed it as a freebie. That is, that's probably going to be about $20 in a store.
20. Nice.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, I think it's the ladybug and the red dot, but that wine is selling like crazy right now.
Yeah. What's your take on that? Professional opinion, labels.
Yeah.
Like Snoop Dogg's on the label, the crime one, the Josh, or there's lyrics or cutesy stuff.
Yeah.
Poem. Do you think that works?
Two different worlds. Yeah, it definitely works. There's no question about it that it works. And sometimes I find it too bad because you can really sell a lot of mediocre things to people with a really nice label or a slogan or what have you. Like the little the gecko sells a lot of insurance.
Yeah.
But the last time I got into an accident with someone who had that insurance company, the insurance company was very difficult to get money out of, even though it was their fault.
There's another
branding and actual content and companies often different.
There's another insurance company that uses that in their thing. We don't use gimmicks,
that's right.
animals.
Isn't it funny how quickly that's becoming a gimmick, though?
JBM or something. Yeah.
Or
like you shouldn't buy food that's advertised in commercials. You shouldn't, hire a lawyer that's in commercials. I guess.
Yeah.
So they say.
Well, I come from the world of I like small business. We really try to, I haven't bought anything from Amazon in almost ever. I don't think. I think Ann buys some dried fruit for cereal. We make kind of mix with these flakes we get at Whole Foods once in a while. And that's about the only thing we buy in there. But I like to buy from local business.
Yeah.
And all the wineries we represent are, small businesses, under 10,000 cases of wine, which is small. My favorite analogy is, a large champagne house that we all know with an orange label. They make, more champagne on January 1st than most of these wineries will make all year. And it's just about scale, and then making it have character and stand out. So yeah, but branding's super effective, right?
Now I hate to say this, do you work or collaborated with Maximum Beverage?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, good
Matt
customer.
Whitney, my dude, I taught his daughter. He was a podcast guest, and he did the brown bagging. He does a great video.
Oh yeah.
And he guesses like price and where it's from.
I brought you a gift today. I
ever
brought
do
you
a
a couple
brown
wines
bagging?
from Peterson Winery. And
Nice.
I remember back in the day, Matt was brown bagging a Peterson Barbera. I remember that very well. But this is our good friends Fred and Jamie out in Dry Creek Valley in Sonoma, and just an amazing little winery. And their wines are super popular in Connecticut. It's like a Connecticut thing with Peterson Winery. So I brought you a Sauvignon Blanc, and I brought you I figured you were a Zinfandel guy. I'm pegging you as a Zinfandel guy. They're nice, dry, medium-bodied red wine, kind of like the Montepulciano.
This one.
I think you'll like it.
This one's good. I don't know if it's going to beat this one, but
That's pretty good, isn't it?
it's really good.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the one
Yeah.
with the ladybug? I was going to say ladybug.
Well, all of it affects how you enjoy a wine. You know, the temperature outside, the people you're with, the mood you're in. Like, it's funny, but all the label you're looking at, all that affects how you.
Yeah,
feel
my
about
wife
a
and I
wine.
still talk about a time we had sangria, Folly Beach, South Carolina, Jade playing at a restaurant, and we had the best time.
Yeah.
Her sister was there with her friend, and it was just like, don't make the wine. Don't save the wine for the occasion. Make the occasion get the wine. That's another Matt Whitney, but it was.
Can you repeat that?
Nah, I jacked it
Okay,
up.
yep, okay,
Can
yep.
you translate what I'm trying to say?
I don't have my phone on me right now.
Google Translate
Yeah.
that. But don't save the wine for a special occasion. Break out the wine
I'm a big
and
believer
make
in
that the occasion.
I think this
I
idea
thought
of
about
holding
that
on to
process.
wine for a long time.
Yes.
I think oftentimes that's a misplaced goal. You know, some people are definitely collectors, but boy, I know a lot of people with a lot of wine they're never going to drink. And I think it's better to get a wine and enjoy it, unless you're someone who thinks you're going to be, selling it at auction or Christie's or something like that. Buy some wine, and once you know the sort of when it's ready to drink it, enjoy
Yeah.
it. Sometimes what we do when we give gifts is we'll write on the bottle about when it'll be at its best point. Theoretically,
Oh, wow.
a lot of times we're wrong, but theoretically when it should be in the best place to drink, and that's fun for people. But if you write it right on the label, then they know.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What was this at its peak, you think? Or
Yeah, I think that wine's made to enjoy in the first 5 years, for sure. Most wine is made to drink right away, in the first year. Most commercial wine, sort of a rule of thumb I use is commercial wine is made to be at its best right before it's opened, and then it just starts to go downhill as soon as air hits it. Wine that's made to age, or it's made sort of with a little more heart and soul, a less production line, those wines just get better as oxygen hits it. And I'd say for the next, hour, 2, 6, day 2, day 3, we have some wines that, in day 4 and 5 are even better than they were. We just had a winemaker here from Roberto Duero region in north central Spain. And he brought, we opened these beautiful wines, and after he had already returned to Spain, and they were sitting in our kitchen still half full, and we were drinking them going, oh my God, these wines are just like amazing. And they were sitting there half exposed, half full for days, and just better. So
Really?
yeah, there's different levels of wine.
Is there ever how long is too long? Can something
Yeah.
Can it sit forever and be good, or you think sometimes?
You mean unopened?
Yes.
Yeah, some wines will last a long, long time. And most wines like that are, they're built to do that. A Ferrari is built to operate very differently than a Honda Civic, and certain wines are definitely built that way. We have wines like, Lopez de Heredia, that those wines are, we have wines going back to the early 60s in the warehouse. And if I open one now, it'd be like listening to vintage Led Zeppelin or something like that. It'd just be
very cool.
On point. Yeah. So, but knowing all this is not anything most people, and that's why it makes wine kind of hard to approach. Beer is much easier to approach, right? Wine's a little tougher because people feel like they don't know enough, and so they usually reach for things they know. So that's why I'm such a fan of going to the right wine shop where someone there knows what's going on. They want to engage you and tell you, and then you got to have an open spirit. You got to be like, I want to learn. Give me a half a case of mixed wines. Here's kind of what I like. Fill in the rest, and then see what you like and don't like. That's how you start expanding your horizons.
No, I
with
remember
wine.
you did that for me. It was great.
Yeah,
Never know until you try.
right. So what's your go-to beverage?
Right now,
No,
old
in
fashions.
general. Old fashions, yeah.
Beer has been getting me bloated.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get those abs back.
No,
That dad bad's
6-pack
gotta go.
or 8-pack? What are you?
Never had 6. I'm working on 1 right
Okay.
now, actually. But you feel bloated. So,
Yeah.
but the old fashions, just bourbon, is my go-to. I like beer. I do like WeHa Roasting and Brewing. Cheers to them.
Yeah, cheers to them.
Let's see what else. Sea Hag. Sip of Sunshine if I'm going IPA route.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go back to, I just tried like a Miller High Life or a Miller Light, Coors Light. Those are, like, Pilsners are tough these days.
So I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning his name. You remember Rick Rubino?
Oh, yep.
So Rick knows his beers. If there's anyone I'm going to turn to for advice on beers to get you off the path, but safely,
Yep.
you know, where you don't fall down the mountain or get eaten by bears, Rick's a good guy to talk to about.
He's one of the
beers.
bingo guys that mentioned, hey, Feeney, you know all your sports
Yeah.
and numbers. I can't talk anything but IPAs. So it was funny that you said that.
Yeah, no, he's given me great advice, and he always brings me something different, and that's a guy that should have a podcast about
Yeah, Rick,
beers.
you're welcome on anytime. Can we get Rick on?
I'm sure you could. If you want to talk about basketball and beer, yeah, he's
All right.
yeah.
Great guy. Very cool. And no, Rick. No, there's this light that had bothered me at Wilkie. He must have pull.
Rick?
Yeah.
I can't speak for Rick.
All right, let's not maybe. Well, there was a light on New Britain Ave where everyone runs. I mentioned to him. Next day, they were like cops out there. So.
Didn't you just have a guest on a couple episodes ago who could more immediately help you with that?
True. Vern Riddick.
I enjoyed that a lot. That was
Chief.
Yeah, he's an impressive individual.
He's like an amazing human being. He is definitely a role model, and just, you know, I was kind of, my buddy was like, shout out to my buddy Eric Greeny, just went to Germany, wears Saturdays for Friends on the ski mountain, top of the world, Germany, skiing. Shout out to Greeny. But Greeny goes, hey, Feeney, I watched your podcast. I watched the one with Chief. I got some advice. He's like, just be better. Just be better. And I go, buddy, can you get a little more specific? No, just be. I was talking to the Chief. I was a little nervous when we opened up.
So you were comfortable. You called him Vern,
Right?
Vern,
No.
Does he go by Vernon or Vern?
Vern, I
Vern,
think.
okay.
No, he goes by Chief. I don't know if you noticed
I
at the
feel
end.
you were on a full name, first name
right?
basis.
We were
with him,
cool
yeah.
for a little, but
Yeah.
he corrected me. But Vern, amazing person from Waterbury.
Very impressive person, I got to say.
So West Hartford, we have a lot in common. I loved that podcast. That was great.
Yeah, it was.
It was exciting to talk with him.
Yeah, I'd never seen the man before. I've heard about him, and one of my neighbors, I don't want to use his name, but he lives near us, and he works for him, and he also has told me great things about him. And so after seeing him on the podcast, like, oh, what a guy! I feel very good knowing he's
Right?
running the department.
No, he's just phenomenal person, and I can't speak so highly of him. Great person.
And
What minute do we shout out Greeny and Vern? I got to write that down. Greeny, that guy. Friends.
102, hour 2.
102
Oh,
hour.
man, we going that long?
1
Stop
hour.
talking too
We're
much.
having a good time. 1 hour. We usually go 40 minutes with Feeney.
Ooh.
50 minutes with
I
Feeney.
apologize.
You're on 60.
All right.
Well, we're doing good. We could. Any other one tasting? Because we got 2 more things to do.
No, I think that's pretty good. I think we've overstepped our. I don't want to drag you into the night hours and have Nicole wonder where you've been and blame it on me.
But oh yeah, before we move on to games, we'll move on. But you shared something on Instagram that we were going to collaborate on. That I finally watched. That it was the Mac McCarter in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, very
wasn't
much.
that phenomenal?
Yes, on
So,
CBS Sunday morning.
Yes,
That's stuck with me since the morning we.
you actually used
watched it.
Instagram that day and shared it like a DM about, hey Feeney, we need to connect on this, and I.
More of my Instagram tend to be completely unwork related and more things like this. No, I was so moved by that. I want to see something like that happen.
Yeah,
in
We
the
Care.
Hartford area. Yeah,
They did a We Care program. The community bought in. It was a dilapidated area, and they really brought
Shreveport.
everyone together. Shreveport.
Yep.
Mac McCarter. It was awesome. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, my
Please
pleasure.
do.
Yeah.
And we would love to get to a point where we can do something like that.
I'll
We
be there
Care.
right with you when that happens.
They have the We Care signs. We Care this, and we'd be a good friend. It's We Care. Be a good friend. It's aligned. It's not exact, but
Wouldn't you see that thriving up here? or
yeah,
something
we would
like
love
that?
to do that and just collaborate and get everyone involved, and just power in numbers and the community standing by each other. And it was so powerful when the kids were sharing on. Did you watch it? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I watched.
Oh yeah.
kid was saying like he lost his dad, he didn't want to lose his dad, and how these guys were role models. It was just an amazing program, and just so please sharing. Like again, I would never watch that one. CBS missed that one, but you shared that with me.
Yeah.
Opened my eyes to a whole new thing. Kind of motivated me. Hey, maybe someday at some point we could do something like that.
Yeah.
So
Well,
thank you.
Your conversations with all your guests, everyone here has a real good sense of community and giving, whether it's Psy and baseball and getting kids involved in sports, which is such a great thing. And no, these are all good things. Like I said, what you're doing here has ripple effects, and we are big supporters.
Thank you. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you guys, again, have been there since day one. You didn't want to say, but you gave, I haven't looked, but generous donation.
$5. I don't think it's anything
$5.
crazy.
$5, I'll give you that donation receipt. Yeah, so only as strong as everyone surrounded you, or, yeah,
Yeah.
messed that one up too. But
No, but I think everyone gets what you're saying.
so I wanted to share that Mac McCarter. Oh, I know. One more thing. Shout out to the Savage Palettes. That's my
awesome.
buddy, Vern. Vern knows the guy who made that, Waterbury Police. And then also a big thank you. This was a gift. As you can see, our magnet. You see this around town. You see this on the cups. This is called Quilling. And shout out to the Avery family. Penny is my student, and Sarah, and they teach theater and acting at Northwest, and they made this for me, and I've just always wanted to shout them out. This means a lot to me. It's very special. Be a good friend with the quilling. So thank you.
That's impressive if you see it up close. Yeah.
It's beautiful. We're going to try to get that.
You got lots of friends out there, Eric.
I know. Got a lot of friends. And friends of Feeney. Be a good friend.
I loved your interview with John Honenberg, too.
Oh, Mark.
And Mark. My God.
Mark.
I know Mark. Yep. So that now we're equal.
See,
One
yes.
miss.
I don't
one
feel
name
so bad
each.
now. Yes.
No, I enjoyed that. He's a special person, and so
Do you go back with him? How do you know him?
we know him. Ann and I started a while ago with another friend from preschool, and this thing called Grassroots West Hartford, and Kim Hughes has really helped take that into a whole wonderful direction. And so Mark originally volunteered to help us with that early on, and so that's how I got to know him, and he's great. And we bought a Christmas tree from him at his I recently sold a tree farm to Russ Trent, I think.
Yes.
Did Russ, yeah, who was another
In your
very
neighborhood,
impressive
right?
person, right
Yeah.
in the neighborhood. And
Super
there's so
supportive.
many superstars in this town.
Yeah,
It's
he's very supportive and always been donating and supporting his time. Donated his truck, his trailer for the Park Road parades. Yeah, no, again, like you said, West Hartford is amazing how many people are willing to give and help out. It is a great community, and I'm almost embarrassed to say when we're moving. We lived in New Haven. My wife got pregnant with twins. We're like, let's move. We got to move somewhere, education. I'm like, I'm not moving to West Hartford. Those guys with their, penny loafers and shorts with
There's some of that.
with the pink shirt, penny loafers, shorts, and the white shirt, penny loafers. I'm like, here I am. I like to wear Nikes. I don't wear the penny loafers, but best move I've ever made. The school, the JCC, neighbors like you, and just amazing people, amazing community. I'm so thankful.
Well, sometimes you just have to ask, right? Like I'm someone that I don't think I would have thought of some of these things, but seeing what you're doing and some other people, it's inspiring. And a lot of us, get brought into it by someone who leads and takes that first step. So don't stop.
Cool. All right, with all that being said, Donut Crazy.
All
Are you
right.
ready for crazy questions? Crazy questions.
Ready as I'll be. Yep.
Donut Crazy, episode 10 on Farmington Ave. So here's what you do. When you go to Farmington Ave, you get a Fix IV, and then you go get a donut. Or you get your donut and bring it to the Fix IV. So Minecraft is his favorite game. What's your favorite game?
Video game, you mean?
Yep.
Oh boy, I don't really. So my boys love video games. I'm not a video. So there's that old in television, was there something? The
yeah.
basketball game. When they released those retro packs, so we got one of the basketball ones and still played those with the kids.
This kid's favorite food is mac and cheese. What's your favorite food?
That's so tough. But why don't I say mac and cheese over at Mac's Burger? They have a certain mac and cheese over there that Will likes to order all the time, and it is amazing. So I'll say that.
Would you rather play basketball or cornhole for the rest of your life?
Cornhole.
Would you rather a pizza that tastes like ice cream or ice cream that tastes like pizza?
Can I opt out?
Wow. Come on, man, play along.
All right. Wow. Let's just say ice cream that tastes like pizza.
Hey,
there's
you
no
heard
right
it
answer.
going on
There's
record.
no right answer.
Would you rather be a dog or a cat?
Cat.
Their favorite food is spaghetti with butter. What's your favorite thing to eat at McDonald's?
The last thing I ate there was a fillet of fish.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I won't tell you what happened.
Would you rather have a Lambo or a Ferrari?
Ferrari.
Or favorite ice cream, spaghetti and ice cream. Would you rather fart in front of everyone or do your biggest fear?
Is farting in front of everyone count as my biggest fear?
Yeah, it could possibly be, right?
Yeah, let's go with option number 1.
Would you rather be grounded by your mom or embarrassed by your mom?
Grounded.
Favorite food is cheeseburgers. Do you have a Kindle?
No.
How much do you love your dog?
Lots.
Do you know him, Gus? Mom is Matthew and Laura.
Yes.
They live in your neighborhood.
Yes.
You know
Wonderful
them?
people.
Yep. Awesome. This guy knows everyone. Gus knew Cy Hess. Gus knew Mark. Gus knew this guy, Gus. He's the man. Favorite food is spaghetti and cornbread. Would you rather eat cornbread or spaghetti?
Wow, that's a tough one. I'm going to say spaghetti, though I do honorable mention to cornbread.
Right?
Yeah.
Cornbread's amazing.
Big time.
Would you rather eat at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A?
I haven't been to either, and I don't know. Let's just say Chick-fil-A since I've never been there.
Well, this kid's favorite food is couscous, salmon, and green beans.
Whose questions are these? Are these from your class?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Crazy questions.
Okay.
They have to start with a capital letter and end with the proper punctuation.
All right, this explains a lot. That's good.
Would you rather eat corn, or would you either play cornhole or eat corn?
If it's Mexican street corn, I might want to.
Ooh,
rather
yeah.
eat
Where's your favorite
corn.
Mexican street corn?
River Tavern makes a mean Mexican street corn.
Where's that?
Down in Chester.
Nice. I just had Tora Tabanero on Park Road.
Oh, I bet they make a good one.
Oh, that street corn
Yep.
is phenomenal.
I'll have to check that out.
Is that by Dave's area?
Yeah, it is.
Try it. You been there?
I've been there. I haven't had that. I'm gonna have it.
Oh, when they do their farm dinners, they're and the whole mix they get. His friend from Mexico comes up every summer to help him make it, and it's lights out.
Does Lola like to play in the snow?
She does. What dog doesn't?
Right. Do you
Right.
think Mr. Feeney's cool?
I do.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah.
Would you rather have 500 kids or 500 teenagers?
I think 500 kids because you can put them to work.
Would you rather drink 2 pounds of water or step on 10 pounds of Legos on the ground?
Whoa. I'm stepping on the Legos.
Yeah?
I think 2 pounds of water would do a lot of
The
damage.
Lego
Yeah.
Walk of Fire?
Yeah. Well, that was the Haunted Forest
Right?
one year.
That
That was
was
one of the best ever.
ones. That was
Brilliant.
so good.
Was that the Trents, possibly? I don't know. It might not
Ariel-
have been, but it was brilliant.
The Areolas, what's her name? Nelia is the mom because it's close to Neela.
Okay.
Shout out to them. They were the best. And then they,
Oh, that was
they ended it with child's worst nightmare, and the mom and dad kissed. And the kids were like, yeah, they really did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
that was
stepped
great.
on Legos.
The amount of
cracked up.
creativity people have when you see something like the Haunted Forest at Walcott, it's mind blowing.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Would you rather have 100 kittens or 100 puppies?
There's no right answer there. There's no wrong answer.
Do you like Harry Potter?
I do.
Why do you have that job? Why do you have your job?
Boy, that's
I'm going to have a little more, actually.
because I quit every other one.
Yeah, would you rather sell wine or Oxycontins?
Wine.
Unbelievable. I did not know that about you.
Have you seen my friend who I used to work with there? One of my friends just wrote me and said we have to see Dope Sick. It's pretty eye opening. And he said
The
it'll give
Netflix?
us shell shock to watch it.
How to Catch a
Hulu, I think.
Okay, I didn't see that one. There was one on Netflix. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I saw that one. I can't remember the name, but I saw that. But Dope Sick evidently is as real as it gets to mimicking what happened down there at Purdue. Yeah.
Would you rather eat pizza or mac and cheese?
Oh, God, tough. But even though I said mac and cheese my favorite, pizza has more range.
A lot of kids. What's your favorite food? And would you ever have 100 kids or 100
For the sake
teenagers?
of consistency, I'll go back to mac and cheese again.
Would you rather be cool or popular?
Wow. Cool in the real sense, which is just a dream for me. It's not going to happen, but that's in the real sense, sure.
No, you're cool. Would you rather eat pasta or chicken nuggets?
Pasta.
Oh, would you rather eat 10 bottles of mayonnaise or gurgle jalapeno juice?
Gurgle jalapeno juice. I
love
jalapenos.
jalapeno, right?
Yeah, spice.
Jalapeno margarita?
Oh, I've never had that, but that sounds really good.
Tora Tappanera had a good one.
Okay,
Frida
so
also
I'm
has
clearly
a good one.
headed there. Yep.
Frida on New Bern Ave.
Oh, I like Frida.
Do you like Shake Shack?
I do.
How old are you?
56.
Where were you born?
Hartford, Connecticut.
When were you born?
1965, the very end of it.
Would you like to step on 10,000 Legos? Let's step in on Legos. My favorite food is ramen. How is your dog and wife?
Okay, I like that. See, I'm trying to tie them together. I can't. So my wife as well, and so is my dog.
Where'd you get Lola from?
We adopted her. She came up on a truck from Texas. Tractor trailer.
Or would you rather be a baby your whole entire life or an adult your whole entire life?
An adult.
How many kids do you have?
2.
What's your favorite color?
Green.
How old is Lola?
5.
What species is Lola?
Border Collie. Mix. Border Collie something.
Would you rather be an alien for 5 years or a mouse for 5 years?
Let's go with the known.
Are these
Mouse.
crazy enough for you? Crazy?
No.
Crazy questions.
Yeah.
Sponsored
Mouse.
by Donut Crazy.
Let's go with mouse.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Tank.
Tank who?
Tank
Eric.
you. Tank you.
Was that a question?
That was just to ended it with a joke. Favorite food? You've got a lot of favorite
Mac and
foods.
cheese. Just
Max Burger?
love Max Burger.
Would you drink all the wine that you had?
Given enough time.
What's your most expensive wine?
$900
Really?
for a bottle.
Would you rather
But
be
that's
rich?
very rare.
What's the name of the $900
Lopez
bottle?
de Heredia.
Man.
1961 Viña Tindonia.
You currently in possession of this one?
I am. I don't have it on me, so don't.
We're going.
Yeah, we're
we're
not
going.
opening
We're
it.
going right now. It's not opened.
No.
You gonna call me when that opens?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Doug. Would you rather be rich or broke?
Rich.
All right.
Though maybe broke make me a better person. Yeah.
All right. So, do you like Dunkin Donuts?
I haven't been to Dunkin' Donuts in years, but I like a good donut. Can I do a plug for Beach Donut?
Ooh, where's that? Go for it.
That is, I think, Clinton, Connecticut.
Oh, you're getting a lot of spots. Write
Yeah.
these down. You been there too? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Beach Donut's pretty good. But in all fairness, I haven't
What's
been
your
to
tie
Donut
to the
Crazy.
shoreline? Because you named a bunch.
What's that?
You named a couple shoreline spots. Do you have connections down there? Do you go
No,
there
no,
a
no.
lot?
But we run a
Oh,
we
that's
run a
right,
place
that's
there
right,
for a
that's
couple
right.
weeks every summer.
So what's the donut spot?
Beach Donut.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good. Been around a long time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then Donut Crazy, sponsored. Those sponsored by Donut Crazy.
So my kids love Donut Crazy.
right?
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Yep.
All right, last game.
All
This
right.
is Incoherent.
Sorry, this was the mayor.
Are you ready? This one's for a prize. If you can get 5, I'll set a timer.
How much time do I have? Yeah.
We're gonna do a timer. This one's been timed. We usually have 2
Wait, no one
players.
else had to do a timer.
No,
did they?
this is, I'm
Okay.
breaking it out. This is
All right.
new.
Yep.
I'm trying something new. I always wanted to do this one too. Start setting this. Let me know. Maybe you can do this. I can't tell you first, but you have to call someone on speaker and get them to chirp like a bird.
If I lose,
No, you just like if it takes you a minute, that's your record.
okay.
And from then on, that record needs to be broken. Do you want
Okay.
to set the record?
Well, I think I should. Yeah, let's take our time in this first one.
All right.
And work our way
So
down.
first, we're gonna do that one because that's been a goal of mine for years, and I couldn't have. I was like, hey, didn't want to really ask Vern. He'd be like, no. I asked Vern his favorite restaurant in town. He's like, I have to eat. Like I can't start calling out
Yeah, he
favorite.
can't, the chief of police can't call out favorites.
Can you call a favorite?
Of what? Food?
Yeah. It was.
So I'll just go by history. So there's a lot of great restaurants, and I have a lot of favorites around here. But I've been going to Barcelona the longest of all the restaurants
Oh,
in West
nice.
Hartford Center. Yeah, and I like Barcelona a lot.
No,
But-
say you're at Barcelona. You can sit and eat with 4 people. Any 4 people in the world, living or dead. Who are you going to sit down and eat at Barcelona? Your favorite meal? Who are 4 people you'd like to sit with?
All right, so I'll take my wife Ann with me, and we'll have dinner with Bruce Springsteen, because why not?
Nice.
And, oh boy. So I'm so bad at this because it's hard for me to simplify things. Why don't we say, oh boy, that's a tough one. Eric, you have any easier questions? I don't know
All
who
right.
the 4th person, because there's,
Oh, no, you get 2 more. You
well,
the
I'm bringing
boss
Ann with me. I'm bringing
and
Ann with me, the boss, and,
Every time someone mentions Bruce Springsteen, I think of Tom Moore. Every teacher
Really?
convocation
Is he a big fan?
loves Bruce Springsteen.
oh, so I'm so sorry to lose Tom Moore.
Right?
That was hard news. Why
trying
don't we
to get him
say? Why don't we say Jimmy Page?
Okay.
I could ask questions about Led Zeppelin for hours and hours
Nice.
and hours. Yeah.
The sun just kicked in. All right. Ready.
All right.
So, this is what we're hoping this podcast goes.
Internationally famous? No, famous.
Someone who goes viral.
Intern. So
The
famous
new
is the last
Hollywood.
part.
Yep, you got famous.
Internet famous. Oh, internet famous.
Internet famous. Oh, we're gonna set
That
the
was
timer.
weak.
So
Oh wait, no, I wanted.
So
to
you
do
got
a
to
slow
get
one.
4 here.
Okay.
That was good practice. So,
All right, let's do it.
Can I go here? You good?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, we're good. Ready? We're going for 4. By the time goes out, you get a prize. This is. Oh. Go ahead.
Instagram caption.
Yep.
Instagram sensation? No.
Subtitle on your post.
Instagram caption. Instagram
Boom.
caption.
All right, go quick. Go. You're doing great.
Foru page.
I don't know that one either. You're not
Yeah,
gonna
okay,
know that
good.
one.
Thank you.
Oh.
Sunode. Sunday.
Reason for no school.
Oh, snow day.
All right, 2. Come on, you're doing great.
Greatest of all time.
Muhammad Ali. Tiger
Greatest of all
Woods.
time.
3. Oh, you're on a roll.
Kelly Clarkson.
4.
That's. I thought we said 4.
We're gonna keep going. You got time.
Soquis
I didn't-
Magics. Soquis
Is that even going?
Magics. Soquis Magics. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna need a hint there.
Face grabbing. Your aunt does this when she sees you.
Squeeze my cheeks.
Yes. We're right there.
Dutchie's Skate Factory. Oh, something factory. Dutchie's Skate.
Right down in the center by Barnes and Noble.
Oh, Cheesecake Factory.
Boom. Maybe you'll set the record in.
Bowling Canal. Bowling Canal.
When you
Nighter.
sleep over with no sleep.
Pulling all nighter. Billie Eilish.
Yeah, you knew that. I didn't know that one.
Days Rum.
You're killing it.
Something rainbow.
Yeah.
Days.
Skittles. You know Skittles?
No,
Marlo?
no.
Taste the rainbow.
Oh, no. Thumb Mandalorian.
Yep.
The Mandalorian.
Said it. All right, you definitely won.
Mount Everest.
Ooh.
Mount Everest.
We'll stop there.
Okay.
14 Peaks.
Yep.
On Netflix about a Nepali. He climbs
I heard about
all
this.
14 peaks in 7 months. Amazing documentary. He motivated
2 of
me
my
to-
customers are big mountain climbers, and they both recommended that one. After Free Solo, which was amazing.
Man, I couldn't even free solo like
So Anne couldn't watch it either, just the height fear of
Yeah.
that. But I loved it. Alex Honnold, and then
Yep.
and then I heard the 14 Peaks or whatever's amazing.
Yep, so you get a prize. Where's the prize?
You know, one of our former senators, his daughter Nina, is a world-class climber. Why
Where's
am I
that?
forgetting his name? He's from up northeast of here. He was the head of the Senate pro tem for a while, but his daughter is quite the climber.
The female world record, Guinness Book of World Record, for most climbs of Mount Everest is a West Hartford resident. She's Nepali, and she works at Whole Foods, and her picture is painted across from...
She works at Whole Foods.
Yep,
Still.
her picture is painted across from CVS in the Juniper building.
Okay.
There's Javier Colon, a horse, and her. Record-breaking, lives in West Hartford.
Wow.
So you earned a gift voucher for a free beverage at WeHa Roasting and Brewing.
That's
so I hope you
outstanding.
come back.
I will.
Have you bring Ann?
Yeah.
They have live music. They have food. This is for you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
You're a good friend.
be a good friend. Well, it was wonderful to sit down and chat with you. We tasted wine. We found out your favorite teacher. We caught up, and you've been a good friend. You're an OG, original gangster, OG from the beginning, the original.
Post Danbury times.
Yes, post Danbury. So, thank you for your continued support. We look forward to future collaborations. Again, the Friends of Feeney is only as strong as the people that volunteer and support, and I know I can count on you.
Yes, you can.
For the box event. You call me right away. Hey, we have boxes. We support when there's a family in need. You're right there. So you are a good friend, Doug. It was wonderful to chat with you. This is episode 44. Any closing remarks for you, Doug?
I apologize on how few views you'll get for this episode, but it was still great talking with you anyway, and keep doing what you're doing. We're grateful for you.
Yeah, and again, thank you to Dave from Directline Media. You don't even know Dave's holding a picture right now.
Dave's amazing. I mean, the equipment here,
Yeah.
the expertise, it's impressive.
So if you're looking to do a podcast, Directline Media, Dave Chmielewski. Chmielewski. It's only been 44 episodes.
By the time you hit, I think, your centennial, you'll probably
Right?
have it
I'll get it
down
at the
pat.
century mark.
Yep.
Thank you to WeHa Roasting and Brewing. Thank you to our sponsors, The Lock. The keys to, see how I added the keys to your jobs? Because West Hartford Lock,
Yeah.
the keys. See what I did there? Gastro Park, The Fix IV. We're looking for more sponsors. Please email friendsoffeeney@gmail.com if you're interested in being a sponsor. Please email if you're interested to volunteer. We hope you're marching at the 50th anniversary of the Hartford St. Patrick's Day Parade. It's going to be amazing. Next guest, 45, is Scott Miller from the Doro Group.
Oh my God.
Zahara, Aver,
Miller.
Treva.
Quite a
Right?
get
That's-
right there.
We're going to do some food tasting.
Yeah.
So we had wine tasting today, food tasting next week.
Scott's amazing.
He's an amazing person.
Yeah, he
and they're doing great things. So
Yeah, they are. He
he
and
is-
Dorian are great sponsors of lots of
Oh, great.
things, yeah.
No, Dorian's great. I see him at Doro. He lets me try this great spicy egg meal. Oh, it's so good.
And he was a big early supporter of the farmers market at Woken.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Again,
Thanks.
great to sit with you and chat. I did my little Razor Ramon tribute. We
Check.
talked wrestling.
Check.
We tried wine. Check. We played Incohearent with Feeney. Got everything. We're going to say be a good friend on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Be a good
friend.
It's a wrap.